What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Neighborhood Podcast. One of the hosts of the podcast. My name is Kyle Dabro. So, in this video, we're going to do a preview and a prediction of Game 4 in the Stanley Cup Finals between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. As it currently stands, the Tampa Bay Lightning hold a 3-0 series lead over Montreal after winning 6-3 in Game 3 that took place last Friday. And just kind of to recap that game real quick. I mean, the Lightning were up 2-0 in the series prior to game 3, and I was of the mindset that the Lightning, had a very good shot to win that game, but I was kind of leaning more towards Montreal simply because they had their backs up against the wall. They're at home, and they had to prove to the Lightning and to the rest of the league that they could go toe to toe with this team and eke out a win at home to make this series competitive. And then essentially within the first 5 minutes of the first period, they gave up 2 goals. In the second period, they essentially did the same thing, going down 4-1, and eventually lost the game 6-3. So the way that I currently see it for game 4 is there's a very good shot that the Lightning could just overall sweep this series and end it in 4 games. Just because with the way that I've seen the Lightning play from beginning to end in this series so far, they've been by far the better team. And it in large part goes to the fact that the Lightning from the first line down to the fourth line are just producing at a better clip than what the Canadiens have been able to put out. I mean, just to kind of go over the scores here. I mean, in game 1, the Lightning scored 5 goals. In game 2, they scored 3 goals. And in game 2, they scored 3 goals. In game 3, they scored 6 goals. So they've put up 14 goals in 3 games against Carey Price. And Carey Price is one of the best goaltenders in the league. And if it happens to be where the Lightning end up scoring 3+ goals in game 4, I don't know how the Canadiens can come back against that. Simply because I expect Andre Vasilevsky to have a bounce back game from his game 3 performance, because seeing him give up 3 goals is quite rare. Typically, from the games that I've seen so far in this postseason, he's mostly only giving up 1, maybe 2 goals at the most. And if it's not that, he's pitching a shutout. So if I'm the Canadiens here, you have to apply constant pressure. I think if they apply pressure like they did in game 2, get some good shot opportunities against Vasilevsky, that does give them the best chance to win. The only thing is, though, in game 2, they shot the puck 40 times at Vasilevsky, and he saved 39 shots. So, it's not all about just getting shots on goal. You have to get opportunistic shots that give your guys the best chance to score. And I think if they're simply just able to add some pressure on Vasilevsky, it'll give them a decent shot to win. But they have to score. Not shots are not just going to do it. You have to get really good shots and provide some good counterattacks, get some odd man rushes, and you have a decent shot to get past Vasilevsky. And then, as far as I see it with the Lightning, really just kind of stay with the game plan from what's been working the last 3 games of the series. They're putting shots on goal. They've played spectacular defense for the most part. Game 3 was probably their worst defensive performance simply because they gave up 3 goals. But prior to that, they'd only given up 2 goals in the first 2 games. And you have to give a lot of credit to Vasilevsky for making some really good saves. And I think once again for the Lightning, I think I'm going to focus on the third and fourth lines again. I'm talking about guys like Yanni Gourde, Jan Ruda, Barclay Goodrow, Blake Coleman. These guys have been able to not only get good shot opportunities, but they're scoring. When you're getting your defensemen to score in your third and fourth lines, that's outstanding. And they've been doing it consistently throughout not only this series, but throughout the entire run in the playoffs. So don't be surprised if they get it going early for Tampa to get ahead in this game. And then you could potentially see maybe those top line guys get some opportunistic shots to get past Carey Price. You could definitely see a game where maybe Braden Point scores, Haven't seen Braden Point score in a couple games. This could be a shining moment for him. And you always have to look out for Nikita Kucherov, Steven Stamkos, and Victor Hedman. These guys can score, and they could score from far away distances as well. And if you're looking at this from the Canadiens' perspective, you have to limit your turnovers, and you can't get into the penalty box. I think if you limit those two things, you at least give yourself a good chance to go up against the Lightning. But as far as my prediction for this game goes, I think Tampa's going to win this one. From what I've seen in this series, like I mentioned, they're a better team than the Canadiens. They have a much deeper roster than Montreal does. And if that continues, then I think this ends in a sweep. And the Canadiens really haven't shown me anything to say, yeah, they could essentially go toe-to-toe with the Lightning. I haven't seen it in the first 3 games. And maybe in game 4, they go for broke because they have nothing to lose. But I think offensively, they just can't match what the Lightning have been able to produce. And I think getting past Vasilevsky is going to be too difficult of a task for the Canadiens to get it done here. And I think Vasilevsky's going to have a bounce-back game. I think he's only going to give up maybe a goal or 2. And I think the Lightning are going to be able to put up 4 goals in this game. So if I had to kind of put a score on this game, I think the Lightning win 4-2. And I think they become Stanley Cup champions. And they would be back-to-back champions as well, since they won last year against the Dallas Stars. But, obviously, we'll see how tonight goes. Maybe Montreal can get one for their fans. And who knows? If Montreal gets one, they could get on a roll. Maybe cause some pressure for the Lightning in Game 5. It's just, I don't particularly see that happening. I think the Lightning wrap this up tonight. And they become Stanley Cup champions in back-to-back years. But with that said, you guys, that'll wrap it up from here. If you guys like the video, please like the video below. And if you guys want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, please hit that subscribe button. Any sort of support that we can get for the channel, Kevin and I definitely appreciate it. We will be recording a new episode for the podcast tonight, so definitely stay tuned out for that. And with that said, you guys, once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later.